Hello everyone, it's Sandra and welcome to today's video. Today we're talking all the products I have loved during the month of May, and there is a lot of really great stuff. I actually skipped a month, certainly making up for it this time around. I'm going to start with skincare. I have two products that have really stood out to me this past month. One is an old product that I have repurchased and reintroduced in my routine, and I've kind of remembered how fantastic it was. And it's the Bioeffect EGF Eye Serum. This is a product that I've been using on and off for the last 4 years. And this truly makes a difference. It is a really lightweight, clear eye serum, and you apply this morning and night underneath your eye cream. It's definitely not hydrating enough on its own. I would recommend adding an eye cream on top of it. Otherwise, it kind of can feel a little bit sticky. The active ingredients in this serum really help kind of firm and tighten the skin on the eyelids, and I definitely notice my eyelid skin feeling ever so slightly tighter, ever so slightly firmer, and less crepey. I was introduced to this product by Vanessa. She is Goals to Get Glowing on Instagram. I talk about her all the time because I absolutely love her skincare recommendations. She's a data scientist, so the way that she presents information and the way that she reviews skincare products on her Instagram, it's so thorough. She was raving about this. She had some really impressive results with it. I was kind of repurchasing it back to back for a couple of years, and then I fell off the wagon. This year I wanted to repurchase it, so I repurchased it. I've been using it again, and I am noticing an improvement again in the texture of my eyelids. So I've been loving this, really happy to incorporate it. It lasts me like 6 to 9 months. I only use about half a pump of it. I find that it is quite easy to spread out. A little goes a long way. The next product is a daily essential, and it is a sunscreen. This is the Skin 1004 Madagascar Centella Water Fit Sun Serum. This is SPF 50 PA+++++. It is a Korean sunscreen. I ended up ordering this from Amazon. You can also order this, I believe, on YesStyle or Stylevana. There are a couple of retailers that sell it, but the brand does have an official Amazon storefront. Amazon is an authorized retailer for this brand. It was under $20, and I absolutely love it. It's beautiful under makeup. It leaves no white cast. It doesn't have any added fragrance. It smells very faintly of sunscreen. It's not offensive in any way, and it's beautiful. It really just feels like a lightweight, watery gel lotion, and I have no complaints. I love the packaging. I love that it has like a squeezy tube and pump mechanism, and this has been my go-to sunscreen for daily use under makeup. Now, this is not waterproof, so I wouldn't wear this if I was working out, sweating, spending a lot of time outdoors. I wouldn't wear this at the beach. Usually, if I'm going to the beach, I like a waterproof, sweat-resistant mineral sunscreen, and that's kind of what I apply and reapply. But for just like a daily sunscreen underneath makeup, this has been delightful. I'm so happy to have discovered it. When it comes to makeup, the main thing that I've done differently this month that has really resonated with me and that has worked very well for me, it has been just slightly tweaking the way that I apply my products. So I've been kind of playing around with the underpainting technique, but not quite following the underpainting technique to a T. But what I've been doing differently is essentially applying my Jouer cream bronzer on my cheeks and my forehead before I apply base product. So I go in with that first, then I go in with my under eye corrector, and I blend that into the skin, and then I kind of use, I don't know, it's kind of like a mixture of underpainting and the Eldridge patchwork skin technique. So once I blend out the cream bronzer and the under eye corrector, I kind of spot treat the remaining areas of my face as needed, depending on my mood, depending on the level of coverage that I want. Typically, underneath the eyes, I want something a little bit brighter. The Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Concealer in shade 4.5 is one of my all-time favorites, so I do a little bit of that under the eyes, and sometimes down the center of my face if I want a little bit of brightness. On other areas of my face, if I want more of a medium coverage, I use the Givenchy concealer. This is so good. This is quickly jumping up the ranks as one of my favorite complexion products. The full name is the Prism Libre Skin Caring Concealer, and then on the bottom here it says multi-purpose corrector, and it definitely is a multi-purpose product. If I'm in a rush, this works well under my eyes and all over my face, but you know, if I had to be really nitpicky and choose, I prefer the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk under my eyes. It's a little bit more luminous, a little bit brighter, and then this in shade N250 is like a perfect match for the other areas of my face. Then I just kind of spot treat. It just has the most beautiful medium coverage, soft blurring finish, skin-like. It's gorgeous. If I want a lighter coverage, I use the Fenty Ease Drop. I use this in shade number 6. In the same way that I would use the Givenchy, just kind of dotting it on the other areas of my face where I didn't apply any bronzer or Armani concealer. So I just kind of spot treat accordingly. On my nose, I add a couple of drops of my Exa Green Color Corrector, just to help cancel out the redness that I have. And then I start blending. And I've been really into using the smaller blending brush. This is the Sonia G Mini Base Brush. This is something that I bought earlier in the spring during the Beautylish sale. I know that Tania Wells really loves these brushes. Stephanie from Beauty Unhyped also really loves these brushes. So this time around, I finally caved and I got some. And I really love the mini base for blending out concealer on my face. So I kind of go in from lightest to darkest, and I try to not cover the areas of my face in which I applied the bronzer. I try not to cover that with concealer. So I kind of just blend in the areas where I don't have anything on my skin, and then I go back in with the brush that I used to blend out my bronzer. This is the BK Beauty 107. Kind of go back in with this to kind of refresh the bronzer on my cheeks and my forehead, and then I blend the concealer or the skin tint, whatever I'm using that day. I like to blend that in with the Sonia G Mini Base Brush. And in terms of size comparison of the Mini Base Brush, it's like a little bit larger than the Sephora 57 concealer brush, but it is a very similar shape. It just feels a bit more luxurious. The bristles are softer, and it is so elegant. It just blends stuff out really seamlessly. I never get any streaks with it or anything, so it's really great. Just been loving this for this particular application method, because this is an application method in which I want to be a little bit more precise with where I'm applying the coverage and where I'm blending it, because I don't want to kind of undo all the work that I did with the cream bronzer underneath by just covering it all back up with concealer. So I'm a bit more intentional with the placement of my complexion products, and this is just gorgeous. Under my eyes, I like to use a sponge. This is a Quo sponge. I bought this in Canada at Shoppers Drug Mart. It's great. I love the size. It's a little bit smaller than the Beauty blender, and it's got just the right amount of bounce. So this is what I like to use to blend out the complexion product underneath my eyes and on my nose, because sometimes I can get a little bit of dryness on my nose, and I just find that a damp sponge kind of helps prevent any dry flakes from emerging. It seems like a lot, it seems really involved, and it might be for you depending on what you're used to, but for me, once I've gotten into the routine, I can just do it really quickly, and the overall effect and the way that this wears on my skin is just worth it. I just feel really good in my makeup and in my skin all day long. It wears beautifully. I set it with a thin layer of powder. I still use the same old powders, the Givenchy Prism Libre. This is what I use under my eyes and on the center of my face, and then I use the Makeup Forever HD matte powder. If I need it for a little bit of extra matte action on this area of my face. And then in terms of blush, I've been back on the Tower 28 Magic Hour train. This is a blush that I've talked about for a long time. It's just a really beautiful nude type of blush. It definitely pulls a little bit warmer on me, so depending on your undertone, you know, it can shift a bit more pink, it can shift a bit more peachy. It works with a bunch of different lip combinations. It's really easy. So I usually do a little bit of that on the cheeks, and then sometimes I build on it depending on my mood. And so far for the month of May, my mood has been pink. So I've either been using Pat McGrath Nymphette, which is the blush that I'm wearing today. It's the blush that you will see me apply in this video. This is a warmer peachy pink blush with a beautiful golden sheen running through it. The sheen running through it is really refined, really soft. It's not chunky. It doesn't accentuate texture. Think NARS Orgasm, but with a better formula, essentially. It's just a lot more refined. If I want something a little bit more cool toned, Chantecaille Joy, again, I've talked about this so much. This is definitely my most used blush this year. I loved using this in the winter as well. And now, you know, spring, going into summer, I'm still reaching for it a ton. This is what I use if I want something a little bit more cool toned. And I did swatch them all next to each other, so you will see on the screen the first we have the, you know, the Tower 28 Magic Hour. Then in the middle, we have the Pat McGrath Nymphette. Nymphette is a website exclusive. You can't get Nymphette at Sephora. You can only get it on the Pat McGrath website. And then we have Chantecaille Joy, which is a little bit more of a cool toned pink. When it comes to eyeshadow, Chanel Undertone is such a favorite. It's just a perfect one and done eyeshadow. It's got the most elegant sheen. It's like a My Eyelids but better type of color. It's not in your face. It's not too metallic. It's not matte. It's just like the perfect one and done for my skin tone. I don't think this will show up on all skin tones. So your mileage may vary depending on your skin tone, your undertones. But for me, this has been just a great one and done eyeshadow, and it's also been a great base to build on. So if I want to add a little bit more structure to my eyes, my go-tos have been the Lisa Eldridge eyeshadows. This is a little custom palette that I made. Initially, I bought the Lisa Eldridge eyeshadow palette in the shade Vega, and then I bought two of the single shadows from the Lisa Eldridge Cinnabar palette, and I kind of swapped them in to create my custom palette. I did a video all about this, so I will link that. I'm going to link that on the screen and in the description box if you want more information on this. Mainly these two colors I've been wearing, and I've just been mixing them. This I think is called French Gray, and then the warmer color is called Raw Sienna. The Raw Sienna was from the Cinnabar palette, and then the French Gray was from the Vega palette. So I usually mix the two, and then depending on my mood, I will kind of adjust the ratio. If I want something really neutral, I kind of do equal amounts of both. If I want to lean a little bit warmer, I go in with more of the Raw Sienna. If I want a little bit more cool toned, I do more of the French Gray. But mixing the two, I like that better than just using the two individually, because French Gray by itself is too ashy for me, and then Raw Sienna by itself is too orangey on me. So mixing the two has been perfect. I feel like I can do it in my sleep. And you know, I adjust. I can make it more dramatic if I want to. I can pare things back and just do the Chanel Undertone if I'm feeling more minimal. But that's just been the look that I've been gravitating towards the most for this past month. Wrapping up the makeup category with lips. These have been my most reached for lip products. Starting out with lip liner. This is Dior Brown Fig Lip Liner. It's like slightly cool tone, slightly taupey. It's just a perfect color if you like a more dramatic sculpted lip look. I don't have anything similar to it in my collection. I also really like the brush at the other end. It has this perfect shape and taper, so it really helps smooth out the lip liner and diffuse it a little bit. And the formula is so creamy that it's really easy to diffuse and soften, but once it sets, it's really long wearing. Then in terms of lipstick, my most worn lipstick this month has been Surratt Gamine. This is one of my Project Pan items. This is the Surratt Lipslique formula, which is just a gorgeous everyday sheer but buildable lipstick with a little bit of sheen. And then if I want a little bit of gloss, the Chanel Rouge Coco Gloss in shade number 722 is so good. I love this new updated Chanel gloss formula. I'm just late on the bandwagon. This has been, like, this is not a new product. I think it's been out for a couple of years, and it's so much more moisturizing. It's a perfect lip gloss formula. It's the perfect level of pigment. It's not too pigmented. It's not too sheer. It's a little bit, you know, it's got a little bit of moisture. It's not sticky. It's so comfortable. The packaging is so elegant. My only complaint, and it is a pretty minor complaint because the scent is not strong, but it smells like flowers. It's got like a perfumey floral scent. Very typical of Chanel, a lot of Chanel lip products. It's not something that I can keep smelling throughout the day. I smell it when I'm first applying the product to my lips, but it does fade away. So this color is so good. It's got a little bit of shimmer, but it's very, very, very fine. It just creates the most beautiful multi-dimensional sheen, and it's so comfortable. If it had a different scent, if it smelled like vanilla, it would be like an all-time favorite lip gloss for me. But because of the scent, because of that floral scent, I'm giving it a 4.5 out of 5. That's just me being really picky. But a lot of people don't even notice that these smell like anything. So it's not a strong scent. It's worth noting if you're also sensitive to scents. It's so good. It's so good. It's so comfortable. This lives in my makeup bag because it looks good with any type of nude lip, whether I'm doing like a nudish brown, a nude pink, a peachy pink. It looks good with everything. This just lives in my makeup bag and it's a joy to reapply. It looks really good. The color's gorgeous. Absolutely love it. In terms of body care, these two are tried and true products, but you know, summer is coming. It's the season for shorts and tank tops. And I'm somebody that is very acne prone on my face and on my body. I struggle with acne breakouts, you know, sometimes on my back, on my chest. I'm very prone to ingrown hairs as well. So these two products are, I don't want to be dramatic and say life-changing, but they've been pretty amazing. And they are, I've lost count how many times I have repurchased them because they are always in my bathroom. I definitely ramp up my usage of them in the warmer months. And they are by Soft Services. Soft Services is such a great body care brand. They don't sell internationally, so they're US only for now. Hopefully they'll expand. These two products are definitely my most repurchased from them. Starting with the smoothing solution, this is a gel exfoliant. This contains 10% lactic acid, 5% urea. This is like a clear gel, and I love this on my legs. After shaving, I apply this in the evening. I wake up with the smoothest, softest leg. This really takes care of any ingrown hairs. This can be applied under your arms, on your bikini area, just anywhere where you're prone to ingrown hairs. My preferred way of using this is in the evening. Shave my legs in the shower. I get out of the shower, then I apply this all over my legs. I wait a few minutes for it to sink in. Then I apply my body lotion. I get in my pajamas. I go to sleep, and then I wake up in the morning and my legs are super soft. I don't have any ingrown hairs. It's just chef's kiss. And then the other product is the Clearing Clay Multi-Use Breakout Treatment for Body. This is a sulfur-based acne treatment for the body. It's multi-purpose in the sense that you can use it as a mask, you can use it as a spot treatment, or you can use this as like a clay cleanser in the shower. I usually just use this as a mask. I'm most prone to breakouts on my chest and on my shoulders. So before I get into the shower, I apply a thin layer of this on areas where I'm prone to breakouts, or if I have breakouts and I want to clear them up, this clears them up in like a day or two. I apply this on areas of concern. You can apply this on your butt if you get any breakouts on your butt. A little bit harder to apply on the back. You might need help to get it depending on where your breakouts are. But, you know, apply a thin layer of it. It looks just like a clay mask consistency. It's like a creamy, thick clay. Spread it out in a thin layer, wait 5 to 10 minutes, then jump in the shower and wash it off. And this really, really helps clear out body breakouts so well. It helps keep things in check. You can also just use this in the shower as a treatment wash on those areas too. You just kind of have to get it, try it a bunch of different ways and kind of see how you like to use it and how your skin responds to it. And finally, I wanted to talk about a fragrance combination that I have been wearing a lot this month. This is a combination of two of my all-time favorite scents that I had never thought to combine before. This month I've been mixing them and it is such a good combination. This is signature scent material. If you like clean skin scents, if you like a little bit of sandalwood, then this combination is right up your street. It's Diptyque Tam Dao and Byredo Blanche. They smell incredible on their own, but together it's so good. Diptyque Tam Dao is one of my all-time favorite fragrances year-round. It is such a gorgeous, creamy sandalwood. It's woody, but not too woody. It's clean. It's slightly sweet. It's perfect. Such a good one. If you like the Nymphette Sandalwood Oil, if you like Le Labo Gaiac 10, check out Diptyque Tam Dao, because I think you will really like this as well. And this just layers beautifully with other fragrances, especially with florals. Then I go in with Byredo Blanche. This is just, you know, the fragrance is the interpretation of the color white. It just smells clean, fresh, like a breeze, white linens drying in the sunshine next to a meadow. That's the kind of vibe, like fresh, crisp linen shirts drying in the breeze in a meadow. That's the vibe. So I love this by itself. It's such a gorgeous fragrance, but adding the Diptyque Tam Dao, it just gives it a little bit more depth. You get that creamy sandalwood in the mix. And that concludes my May favorites video. Those are all the things that I've been loving for the month of May. I can't wait to hear your thoughts. I can't wait to hear about your favorites in the comment section below. I'll be chatting with you over there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a beautiful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.